This is election night in the Pretty City. Kyle Clark here at Mike Johnston's party at Union Station, where his supporters feel very confident with a near 8-point lead over Kelly Brough through 2 rounds of returns. I want to bring in Alton Dillard, who's lending his expertise to us and you this evening after many years spent with Denver elections, running communications with them for election after election. Alton, you know how and when this city votes. Give me a scenario in which the candidate with the older base, the more conservative base, in this case Kelly Brough, makes up a deficit like this with election day votes.
That scenario is looking pretty unlikely because that 65 and up demographic is actually the ones who vote the earliest. So the people who are voting on election day, you're looking at far northeast Denver, you're looking at communities of color, you're looking at younger people, you're looking at progressives. I was down in the vicinity of the election headquarters today and I could see people even from 2 blocks away walking up with their ballots. They look to be 27, 30, 34 in that demographic.
So you also have closely followed Denver city politics for a long time. Both of these candidates, though they would be loath to hear you say it, are essentially status quo candidates from the Hancock administration and the Hancock era, although they certainly want to take some different approaches here and there. Do you read, if Mike Johnston wins tonight, any kind of repudiation of the Hancock years, or was that simply not a choice that was available to voters with these two in the runoff?
Well, like you said, it's a very sort of narrow difference between the two of them. So I'm thinking that there may be a cadre of voters who do see Brough as more of an extension of that Hickenlooperan, Hancockian way of doing things. And like we've talked about, there wasn't a huge differentiation. Everything was very cordial. But, you know, even the part of how they were going to deal with the people experiencing homelessness, there was just sort of a needle to be threaded there. And so I think that what came down to just a change in vision, because if you think about it, if you add the Hickenlooper and Hancock years together, that is 20 years of sort of development heavy, let's run government almost like a business kind of mentality. And so if these results hold, it may seem like people are ready for a bit of a change.
Alton Dillard, appreciate your perspective as always.